Hey there. So today has been a day for really bad comic book pro statements, whether it be the comparison of conservatives to the antithesis of school shooting victims, or it be someone saying that America should die and that veterans are pretty much crypto-fascists, aka Nazis. Now, the first part I just did a video on, but the second part I think that it's worth covering. We are not going to spend all day looking at this, but I do think that this definitely needs to be put out there. So this is Michelle Perez. Now, Perez has done some work for Image and has done some things off and on and is currently trying to do other work within the comic industry. Not only that, but Perez is also friends with quite a few other comic pros, comic media individuals, and so on. They are currently part of that in crowd. Now, within that, the people that were involved in this conversation, they included Tamara Bonvillain. Now, that's somebody that you'll see come up time and again. That's somebody that works with Tess Fowler and other individuals as well. And these people, they're always out there talking about the worst things possible. They're always disparaging customers. They're always harassing individuals that represent other companies. But somehow, they're above it all because they fall into a specific category these days that is untouchable. They represent the quote-unquote marginalized community. They represent something that no one wants to fire. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Now, within that, it's quite ugly to watch what they're throwing out there and not being challenged on. Consumers time and again will say, what in the world is this kind of garbage? And the response, well, it's deafening silence. So let's look at a few statements that were said here. I'm going to just start in the middle of that. Hate the shit that occurs as a matter of being a Twitter influencer. For some reason, a shit ton of verified Twitter people follow me. Of course, I know these are intelligent people with discerning taste who love when I post buttholes and talk about how I think America should die. So this person literally is saying, hey, I think America should die. Now, if you want to take that as some kind of joke there, well, let's go to another statement. Let's really solidify this. So here is another statement from, again, Michelle Perez during a discussion about Richard C. Meyer, aka Diversity in Comics. So someone asked, who is this guy? Not in a nice way, like I just said it, but still, that was the tone to it. You can check out Diversity in Comics video for that. My purpose is not to focus on that portion, but rather to focus on specific statements said within this, because one thing that I've constantly railed against is unprofessional behavior, and this epitomizes why you would not buy comics from these companies. So she says, Richard C. Meyer, aka Diversity in Comics guy. He did a 30-minute video about a comic book circular that featured an article of mine. He's a multiple divorcee piece of shit. He's a war veteran, so of course he's a crypto-fascist. Unfortunately, an IED didn't blow him up. So there, because they don't like someone, they talk about how they wish they would have died in a war. Not only that, but because the person served their country, they are a crypto-fascist. If you're a war vet, remember that. You're a crypto-fascist. Not only that, but this person utilizing this industry as a pulpit, talking to other people that are like-minded, all of these friends, they apparently are down with someone calling war vets crypto-fascists. Now, this is not the most detailed description of a crypto-fascist, but still, I think it gets the point across. There are many definitions that you can use out there. However, I use the Urban Dictionary because I figure that these people are down with the slang. So let's look at this. A crypto-fascist is a hidden supporter of fascism. It is only truly applicable to individuals, as by definition, a mass movement of crypto-fascists. Fascism ceases to be cryptological. That is to say, a crypto-fascist has ideologically totalitarian views, but has not yet found a movement which sufficiently reflects these views and thus remains hidden. Now, these days, these people, if they're calling you a fascist, they're calling you alt-right, Nazi, and whatever with that. So that's what they're trying to indicate. War veterans are crypto-fascists. So this is what represents war veterans from somebody that really wants America to die. So you can see how that, you would really say that, hey, that's probably something that they're saying there. Somebody said, hey, you know, I'm going to quote you on this and write something about that. I'd love to quote you, wishing someone died in a horrible incident such as that. Great job being completely disrespectful to people who actually lost family and friends to IEDs. Now, looking at that statement, they're saying that, yeah, you know, you are disrespecting people that are like that. These are people that go ape shit when you talk about preferred pronouns and not utilizing them. But hey, somebody wants to say that you're disrespecting war vets. Well, go for it. I wish that guy had that happen. Go to town. Go blog it. So they're saying, hey, I don't care. This is what I think. I don't care about any of this stuff that I talk about decency, civility. It doesn't matter. Inclusion, you know, there's no obligation here because, of course, war veterans, they're crypto-fascists. They represent something terrible. But, you know, they like to use that word a lot. Crypto. They throw on crypto-fascists, crypto-trolling, and whatnot. You can see them talking about the list that Yellow Flash put together. Kudos for Yellow Flash, by the way, giving him a shout out there. Check out his channel. But you can see them saying, calling it early here, but this sort of seems like a child's first attempt at crypto trolling. If you truly show contempt for how bad the list was, why would you show the entirety of the list that you have contempt for, my guy? So somebody was complaining about it. They don't complain right. This is basically an attempt at crypto trolling because, you know, I love throwing crypto on it. It makes me sound so versed. But then again, you know, this person, they're really down with posting stuff that's really edgy. I mean, look here. This is the other kind of garbage that this person is posting. This is what they throw up there to say, oh, I can't believe that you believe this stuff is because of stuff I tweet. They said, I refuse to believe it's because of the stuff I tweet. My guy, I tweet my asshole and the Communist Manifesto within an hour or so one another. What are you kids stealing from me? Are you coming for my bitcoins? And this person is not kidding at all. I blurred out the picture that was on the left, but that literally is them posting their asshole online. That's the kind of tact you get from people that not only say that America should die and that war veterans are crypto-fascists, that none of you matter, you're all comics gators, you're all monsters and Nazis and what have you, but, you know, tactfully, this is it. This is the representation of professionalism now. These individuals are at the highest point. They are at the level of image. I mean, this is an image professional. They represent that company. But, you know, nothing will happen. Nothing ever happens to these people. And frankly, I'm sick of that. You know what? I am buying 5 Image comics now. And I will say, if nothing is done about situations like this within the month, I will not reload on any comics that are coming from Image. I'm sick of it. You know, people use an excuse saying, well, you know, there's only a few of these individuals in there with whatever company. Well, you know, if somebody, one person came out and talked this way about consumers or about war vets and on, they don't have to be consumers. If they were just disparage any class out there, my company would definitely fire somebody. And I have to say that if you were to throw that kind of language onto any other classification of people that, you know, if you were to attack, it's woke to defend, then those companies, they would be on their knees apologizing for it. But here, silence reigns supreme. Maybe the company will surprise me, but I very much doubt that. What I think will happen is more of the same, and these companies that will continue to hemorrhage money. So anyway, that's about my rant here. I did not prepare for this. This was not something I had managed that I was thinking about doing. But still, you know, when somebody's telling you that I think America should die and I wish somebody would have died in an IED explosion, and of course, you know, war veterans are Nazis, well, I think that's worth covering. Thanks.